Do you want bigger guns? I know I do, because if you're tired of having pencils instead of pythons, this routine is going to add some beef to those bones. Let's do a complete tricep routine. Follow me, kids.
Woo! This is what I'm talking about. The long-awaited tricep routine. This is the companion piece to the bicep routine that I listed previously, because both of these routines take about 25 to about 30 minutes. Now this falls under the traditional bodybuilding style of doing an arm routine. Really when doing a tricep routine, and I'll post another one, I like to do a lot of partial movements and a lot of heavy compound movements to help build the triceps. But this is bodybuilding style, and what's great about this is you could do this several times a week, about 2 to 3 times, in conjunction with my bicep routine to get greater growth in the triceps. The first exercise, it's all about the order. So the first exercise we're going to be doing is a slow triangle tricep extension. If you don't have this triangle bar at your gym, you can either use the straight bar or simply a rope to do this. What you really want to focus on here is something known as constant tension. So as you can tell, every single set is going to take about 45 seconds to a minute. You're doing 12 to 15 reps, and the theme here should take minimum rest to get the blood pumping right into the part of your body, your tricep, so you feel it. If you feel it more, you'll be able to stimulate it. Like I said, this is more of a bodybuilding style tricep routine, and it's geared towards building muscle. It's not geared at all towards fat loss. So for the tricep routine right here, what you want to make sure you do is take a really slow, long time on the way up, on the way down, and at the bottom you're squeezing and flexing your tricep for a momentary second before you come right back up. So you're going to do 3 sets, once again, 45 seconds off, just pumping it up, down, 12 to 15 reps. There's 3 different heads of the tricep. Okay, there's the long head, there's the lateral head, and there's a short head, and basically the 3 different heads throughout these 4 to 5 different exercises are targeted very thoroughly and effectively, and not so much so that when you do chest or when you do another part of your body that you're going to be completely fried, but enough to stimulate that growth. And it's about a high frequency of doing these exercises that are going to yield the most results. And I want to stress once again that you have to do these exercises in the specific order that I list them. People might do these exercises in general, and you might already be doing these in your routine, but it's the order that matters, because what this is doing right here, the first exercise, it's a pre-fatigue, because next we're going to move on to a compound movement. And the compound movement is one of my favorite. It's a vertical pressing movement when it comes to the triceps, the dip mastered up. So what we're going to do with the dip is something very simple. You're going to be doing 10 reps, taking 45 seconds off, 3 sets. Except here's the kicker. On the very third and final set, what you're going to see, you're going to be using a weight. Hopefully you can use a weight. And use a weight that's challenging, a weight that you could just barely get 10 reps. You're going to see the good, the bad, and the ugly in this workout routine. So you're going to see me, who preaches all about form, suffer from poor form throughout this, actually, because I'll tend to get fatigued probably throughout it, and I'll get red in the face and all that shit. But anyways, with this tricep routine, with the dip itself, on that third and final set, what you're going to do after you do your normal 10 reps, you're going to take the weight off and you're going to knock out a couple more reps, whatever you can. I think I get about 10 to 12 here before I completely gas out. And once again, don't use the weights that I use as a good parameter in terms of what you should use. I just filmed 3 complete workouts back to back, and I might be weaker or stronger than you, who knows. So you have to use weights that are appropriate for you. And your goal is to continuously use more and more weights when you do this routine. The next little superset we're going to be doing, the third and fourth exercise, are done back to back. So a tricep rope pull down, very common. I've actually done this before. I actually made a video about this. What you want to do is flex your arms out, flex your triceps at the bottom, and push it slightly away from you, and rotate your wrist outwards like you're trying to separate it. That's the key towards getting the actual effective burn in this workout or in this routine. So that's the isolated exercise. That's the pre-fatigue. And then once again, a slightly easier exercise, moving right on, a compound movement, a bench dip, where you're going to do 12 reps. So you do 10 reps of the rope pull down, and you do 12 reps of the bench dip, and you keep rotating back and forth between these two. So you do the 2 exercises, rest 45 seconds, and then go again. And in this way, you're going to be doing 3 sets, as I show you exactly how to do. Now really, I must say, with the bench dip, I would be using a plate on top of my lap, but simply for time constraint reasons, I didn't put a plate on top of my lap. To put it and make it more difficult, you could totally put a plate of 25 or 45 or 2 45 pounders if you have a partner, put it right on top of you. And lastly, I will say this, now that I actually see my calves in all their glory, is don't hate on those calves that they are skinny, and I do admit that they are definitely skinny, because this is one little pet peeve I must say. I don't like big calves, and I don't believe in training calves, because bodybuilding calves I don't believe are functional, and I don't believe are highly aesthetic at all. So don't knock the calves, just notice them right now, and notice actually that I am in dire need of a tan, but that's another point altogether. What we're talking about here with going back and forth between these two, you're doing a pre-fatigue to a compound movement. Very classic, and it's going to set us up nicely for the last exercise, which is actually one of my favorites that I don't see done too often today with this form. But moving back onto this, just make sure you flex and flare right out with your triceps as you're doing that rope pull down. And with the bench dips, they're nice and explosive, and you're aiming for those 12 reps. And this must be said, for these 5 different exercises, I list 3 sets. This is because it's only about a 25-minute routine meant to be done with biceps, but you could totally do 4 sets of each of these exercises to bring you to a grand total of 20 sets in this workout. Finally, the last one, like I said before, this is a seated tricep bar extension. As you can tell, my hands are slightly inside of shoulder width apart. I'm using that cambered bar, so slightly curved in, which will allow me to tuck my elbows in, which is important to tuck those elbows in, and it'll come all the way down, all the way up. 6 to 8 reps. And you're going to notice some funny faces I make, because this is near the end. This is where it gets difficult. This is what separates the men from the boys. And you want to do those 6 to 8 reps. So bring it all the way down, full extension, and all the way up. And I think this dynamic camera work, which we worked on, deserves a definite thumbs up, because it's better than my normal shit. And it actually looks pretty cool. And I'm actually enjoying watching this video for once. So you want to make sure you come all the way down, all the way up. Do 3 final sets, 6 to 8 reps, taking that minimum rest. Our theme here is that minimum rest. And once again, this done about 2 to 3 times per week. It's not a standalone workout. It's meant to be done after a regular workout, or you could do it with my bicep routine. This is bodybuilding style, aimed at building muscle. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Make sure to comment, share, rate, and like, and I will see you next time.
Wow, that was a ridiculously hard but effective tricep workout. I look forward to showing you the next workout. And remember, comment, rate, share, like, turn those pencils into pythons.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's gonna leave a mark.